Hello, everybody. This is Oliver Wu with the Lifestyle Business Owner. And today we are live on both Facebook and Instagram. So you can see that I have my phone on one hand here and the webcam on the other hand here. So we are now live on both Facebook and Instagram. And today we're going to be talking about buying real estate versus buying a business. So if you want to learn more about how to do this, how to buy a business, we're actually holding a one-day workshop on March 30th in Bellevue, Washington, where we're going to be teaching people how to buy a business from start to finish and also compare that to real estate. So if you want to learn more about this stuff, all you have to do is to go to businessbuyinglive.com. Again, that's businessbuyinglive.com, and it'll tell you more about the workshop. All right, so let's get started to talk more about what it's like to buy real estate versus buying a business. You know, when I was, I want to say maybe 10 years ago or so, I attended a lot of real estate seminars. In fact, there were lots of real estate seminars everywhere, and it almost feels like everybody's teaching people how to buy real estate, right? I mean, you see, even today, and I see these on Facebook all the time. It's like gosh, your Facebook feed, and then bam, there is Robert Kiyosaki real estate seminar, or whoever is teaching, the guru, right, teaching you how to buy real estate, a real estate workshop holding in your area, right? And you go to this free evening seminar, and then they teach you how much money you can make in real estate, and then they try to sell you on a $2,000 seminar or something, right? That you come, right? And I've attended a lot of those, and in fact, I have also purchased a number of real estate properties over the years, participated in a number of investments. And today I just kind of want to share a little bit about my experience, of buying real estate and how that compares to buying a business. So one thing that I found very interesting when it comes to buying real estate is that for the most part, when you are buying a rental property, again, we're not talking about, buying a house for yourself. Obviously, if you want to buy a home for yourself, it's, the primary purpose is for enjoyment, right? You want to enjoy the home you live in. And if that's your objective, obviously, you're not trying to make money here, but we're talking about, purely from an investment perspective. You're buying rental properties and you want to make money with it, right? So when you are trying to buy rental properties, what you're really doing is that you are making money in two ways. The first way is the monthly cash flow that you're getting, right? So you are renting this house or apartment out, and then so you're collecting rents, right? And then you also have expenses to pay. So that's your, mortgage payments. You have your, maintenance, right? Taxes, right? All sorts of expenses when it comes to your rental properties, right? And then after all the expenses are paid, then you hopefully have income left over. That's your cash flow. So that's the first way you hope to make money. And the second way you hope to make money is when you sell it. When you sell it, hopefully years from now, hopefully you can sell it for more than you bought it for. So those are the two ways that you can make money buying rental properties. And same thing, when you buy a business, you are also making money two ways, right? You are getting the cash flow, monthly cash flow. You have customers coming in that pay you, and then after paying all the expenses and your mortgage payments, you're hoping that you have cash flow at the end of that, and hoping that the cash flow is going to be pretty good compared to your down payment for how much money you had to put in to buy that business. And hopefully that years down the road, when you sell the business, you can hopefully sell the business for more than you bought it for. So speaking of buying a business, I just want to give a shout out to everybody who is joining us. If you want to learn more about buying a business, be sure to go to business businessbuyinglive.com. Again, that's businessbuyinglive.com, because we are actually holding a one-day workshop in Bellevue, Washington on March 30th. It's going to be from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., where we're going to teach people everything it takes to buy a business from start to finish. All right. Hi from London. Okay, I see you. Thank you so much. I am here in the Seattle area. All right, everybody. Hello. Thank you so much for everybody who is joining us. So today we are talking about buying a property versus buying rental real estate versus buying a business, and to kind of get a comparison between the two. All right. So going back to my story of attending lots of real estate workshops and having participated in a number of rental properties investments, what I was learning about all this is that when it comes to investing, obviously you care about your return on investment. And one of the most important measures of your return on investment is called the cash on cash return. All right, cash on cash return. And sometimes that's abbreviated to CCR. And basically, this is a form of a way of calculating how much cash you get out compared to how much cash you put in. So very simple. So let's say if you put in $100, if that is how much you're investing in, and your investment is paying you $5 a year, then basically your cash and cash return would be 5%, right? So basically, exactly how much cash did you put in and how much cash did you get out, right? And usually that's expressed in terms of per year. So if you put in $100 and then you get $5 every year, that means your cash and cash return is 5%. Now, if you, let's say, put $100 in the bank, let's say, and the bank is paying you 1% interest per year, you know what that really means is that your cash and cash return is 1%, all right? So when it comes to buying real estate, what I learned the hard way is that it doesn't generate a whole lot of cash flow, especially at how high property values are today. So definitely, yep, I will definitely save this live video. We'll definitely make that available for replay later, both on Instagram, on Facebook, and we'll upload it into YouTube as well. So if you're just joining us, welcome, welcome. Today we're talking about buying real estate versus buying a business. In fact, we are holding a live workshop on March 30th that will teach you everything you need to know about how to buy a business from start to finish, even if you have never done it before, even if you have no experience, and even if you don't have a whole lot of money. We'll teach you everything you need to know about how to buy a business on March 30th, and that workshop will be held in Bellevue, Washington. And if you want to learn more about how you can attend and some of the great bonuses that we're giving away today, just go to businessbuyinglive.com. Again, it's called businessbuyinglive.com because the workshop is called the Business Buying Live Training Workshop. Okay, so let's come back to this idea of buying real estate versus buying a business. So when you're buying a rental property, the cash on cash return oftentimes is maybe 2%, maybe 4%, maybe 5%. In fact, just this week, one of the apartment syndicators that is pretty reputable here in the area, I received a investment offering, inviting me to participate in this investment. So obviously, they are very successful at what they do, and they are raising money from investors trying to buy an apartment building together. So it is a 7-unit apartment building that they are trying to buy in the Seattle area. And, they are raising something like $600,000 or $700,000 from investors. And basically, what happens with this investment when they first buy the property in year one is actually I believe when they initially purchase the property, it's actually going to negative cash flow. So basically, when they first purchase the property, it's priced in such a way that it's just in order to compete here, to buy an apartment building in the Seattle area, you have to compete very heavily, very aggressively, just to be able to buy anything right now. Everybody, you list an apartment building on the market, and you definitely get a lot of competition, a bidding war, really, multiple offers, many of them over full price. So just to be able to buy an apartment building right now, you're having to pay very high prices for it. So when they are actually buying it, they actually have a negative cash flow. So basically that means that after you collect the rent and after all your expenses and mortgage payments are paid, you actually lose money. And the plan is that they're going to renovate the building, they're going to renovate the apartments and raise the rents. And their hope is that I think by the end of year one, they're going to have something like 1% cash and cash return. And then in year two, when everything is stabilized, it's going to be something like 4%. Cash and cash return, provided to the investors. Now this is so I'm looking at this, right, and going, wow, so if I were to put in $10,000, let's just say, right, if I want to invest $10,000 to participate in the purchase of this apartment building, and I'm getting let's say a 1% return on year one. So that means in year one, I get $100 a year, and that's it. And in year two, it goes up, to 4%. So in year two, it goes up to $400 a year. That's not per month, that's a year. So let me get my calculator here. So if I take $400 a year and divide it by 12 months, that's $33 a month. Gosh, it's like, wow. So I'm putting in $10,000 and I'm getting back $33 a month. Obviously it's better than the bank, but that's just not a whole lot of money. Gosh, I mean, how many of these investments do I have to make to be able to get, achieve financial freedom here? $33 a month for $10,000. It's like, how many times can I, as far as how low the return on investment is, right? And obviously the apartment building, what they're hoping is that, when you sell it many years down the road, then hopefully you can sell it for more than you bought it for. So really, this apartment investment is really more about getting hopefully a high sell price, and that's in big caps, hopefully, right? Assuming the market doesn't crash, right? As many of us know that, back in 2008, 2009, when the property market crashed, definitely a lot of housing prices, rental houses, apartment prices, that definitely fell a lot. So, I mean, that's assuming that, years in the future, when we're trying to sell the apartment, then you'll be able to get the high sell price for it. But that's really a hope, right? The cash and cash return, the cash flow that you're getting every single month, I mean, that's real, right? That's real money coming in. That's something you can calculate right away, right? So really you have your investment that you're putting in, and then you are getting out basically a certain amount of cash flow every month. And basically in this apartment building investment opportunity that is being marketed right now to investors, it's like the best case scenario here is that you'll get a 4% return on a 4% cash and cash return. So if you invest $10,000, you're getting $400 a year, and that is like $33 a month, which is a pittance. All right. So now let's compare that to buying a business. What kind of return can you get from buying a business? And speaking of buying a business, I just want to give a shout out to my partners, Aaron Muller and Mayumi Muller. I know many of you have been following Aaron and Mayumi with the Lifestyle Business Owner. Now, the three of us are actually going to be holding a live training workshop on March 30th in Bellevue, Washington, on how to buy a business. And if you want to learn more about this workshop, just go to businessbuyinglive.com, and that's businessbuyinglive.com, and it'll tell you all about this workshop that we're holding together. Okay, so let's now talk about what kind of return you can get by buying a business. Okay, so I'm going to use an example. So this is a true example. This is a business that Aaron and I were marketing. We are business brokers as well. So we, come across a lot of business opportunities and we sell businesses. So this is a medical manufacturing company that we were selling. And let me grab my notes here so I can give you the exact numbers of this company that we were selling. So this is sold, by the way. So basically, the asking price for this medical manufacturing company was $775,000. Now, when it comes to buying a business, you really don't need a whole lot of money down. In fact, the SBA, the Small Business Administration, just changed their rules not too long ago, so that right now you can actually basically get a bank loan, SBA loan, that will basically cover 90% of the purchase price. So basically the bank will give you 90% of the purchase price when you buy a business. So you really just need 10% down. And, if you don't even have the 10%, then, there are ways to come up with the money, to come up with your, to cover your down payment. So let's just assume that you're putting 10% down on this business, right? So for a business with the full asking price at $775,000, you put 10% down. That means your down payment is $77,500. All right, so that's just 10% of the asking price. So that means the 90% is a bank loan, and basically the loan that you'll be getting is $697,500. All right, so that's basically 90% of the total purchase price. Now, what kind of interest rates can you expect on a business loan right now? This is an SBA business acquisition loan. So basically, it is calculated based on the prime rate. So the prime rate is basically determined by the Federal Reserve. And if you just go, online right now and just type, prime rate, right? And, Google will come up with all these results. And basically you can look up, what the prime rate is right now. And today, the prime rate, as we're speaking right now, I just looked it up a couple minutes ago. So today, the prime rate is 5.5%. All right. So basically, the way the interest rate works on a bank loan when you buy a business is that the bank will say, okay, the interest rate will be prime plus, let's say, 2%, right? So basically, if the prime rate is 5.5% and the bank is offering prime plus 2%, that means the interest rate on your bank loan would be 7.5%, 7.5%, right? Which is basically 5.5% plus 2%, and that will give you a 7.5% interest rate on your business acquisition loan. And again, I know that I'm going through a lot of numbers here, right? So if you want to learn more about this stuff, exactly how to buy a business, we are actually holding a live training workshop on March 30th in Bellevue, Washington, on how to buy a business from start to finish, even if you have no experience, and even if you have never done it before, and even if you don't have a whole lot of money, we'll teach you exactly how to buy a business from start to finish. And this one-day workshop, if you want to learn more about it, just go to businessbuyinglive.com. Again, that's businessbuyinglive.com. Okay. So coming back to this business acquisition loan, all right? So you're getting a loan for 90% of the purchase price, and the interest rate right now is about prime plus 2%, all right? Now, this is just kind of an average. There are banks that will charge you a little more, and there are also banks that will charge you a little less. In fact, I think, it depends. I mean, some of the banks might say, hey, if you want to make your interest rate totally variable, maybe we'll only charge you prime plus 1.75%, maybe even less, depending on your credit, right? And if you want to fix the term, the interest rate for, let's say, 3 years, maybe we'll charge you prime plus 2%. And, if you want to fix it for 5 years, right, maybe we'll charge you prime plus 2.5%, right? So depending on, how long you want to fix the interest rate for, right? So that will, affect the interest rates a little bit as well. Now, usually when you are getting an SBA loan to buy a business, the term of the loan is 10 years. All right. Now, 7 to 10 years, but usually you can get 10 years. So a 10-year loan, right? So let's just assume that you are getting a prime plus 2% interest rate. So right now, like I said before, the prime rate today is 5.5%. So that means the interest rate on your bank loan would be 7.5%. So if you have a 7.5%, 7.5% interest rate and a 10-year loan, and the loan amount was 90% of the purchase price. So in this case, we are talking about a medical manufacturing company that Aaron and I were selling. And so the total asking price was $775,000. So the bank will lend you 90% of the purchase price. So the loan amount is $697,500. So with this information, you can actually calculate what your monthly loan payment is going to be. Okay, so the way I do it is pretty simple. You just go online to Google, and you pretty much just type loan calculator or mortgage calculator or amortization calculator. Any of those keywords will do, right? So basically, you're just trying to find a calculator that will give you what your monthly payment is going to be. And basically, they need 3 pieces of information. Number one, what is your loan? How big is the loan? What's the principal amount, right? Number 2, what's the interest rate? And number 3, how long is the loan, right? So in this case, our loan amount was $697,500. Our interest rate was 7.5%, and our term of the loan was 10 years, right? So with these 3 pieces of information, the online loan calculator pretty much spit out the monthly payment, and that's going to be $8,279.45. All right, 8279.45, and that is the monthly interest rate on your bank loan. So if I want to know how much is my annual loan payment, I basically multiply that $8,200 figure by 12, and basically I get $99,353.40. Right, so pretty much $99,000 a year is my annual loan payments. All right, now let's talk about how you can afford this loan payment, because when you buy this business, you're going to get some cash flow from it, right? So you have revenues coming in, you have expenses to pay, and after all the expenses are paid, this business generates, and this is a real figure here, for this particular medical manufacturing company, the owner's discretionary income, basically, it's after all the expenses are paid, you get $371,000 and $371.57, right? So $371,057 a year, all right? So basically, I'm rounding that up to the $371,000 a year that you'll be making just by buying this business. And so you have $371,000. And then after you pay your loan payment of $99,000, basically your cash flow, your take-home pay is going to be $271,000 a year. That's $271,703.60. All right, so $271,000 a year that you'll be making after you pay your loan payments. All right, so let's calculate your cash and cash return now, right? So by buying this business, by putting just 10% down, you are putting in $77,500 to buy this medical manufacturing company, and basically your return the very first year is $271,000. So you're putting in 77 grand, and in your first year you're making 271 grand. All right. Now, again, the 77 grand that you're putting in on year one, that's a one-time investment, right? And every year after that, you'll make $271,000. So year one, you'll make $271,000. Year two, another $271,000. Year three, another $271,000 for as long as you own the business. So the return on investment, the cash and cash return on this investment came out to be 350 350%. That's 350% cash and cash return. Now compare that to the 4% or 5%, that you can get by buying rental properties. I mean, this is crazy stuff. At this rate of return, you can multiply your wealth very fast. I mean, just think about, let's say if you had $10,000 to invest, right? If you have $10,000 to invest, and let's say if you invest that in a rental property, and the rental property is giving you let's say a 5% return, right? A 5% return a year. That means every year you'll get $500, right? So $500, $500 a year, if I divide it by 12 months, basically that's $42 a month, all right? So $42 a month if you take your $10,000 and you buy rental property. Now, let's take your $10,000 investment and let's put that into a business, right? And let's say you get the same kind of return as the one that I just showed you, and you get a 350% return. So that means if you put in a $10,000 investment, and that's a one-time investment, year one, you make $35,000. Year two, you make another $35,000. Year three, another $35,000. Year four, another $35,000 for as long as you own that business. All right, that's a 350% return. So what is $35,000 a year? What does that come out to per month? That's $2,916 a month, almost $3,000 a month. So would you rather have $42 a month or almost $3,000 a month, with your $10,000 one-time investment? I mean, that is crazy. So that is just the power of okay, so that, coming back here. All right, so that is just the power of buying a business versus buying rental properties. All right, so if you want to learn more about how to buy a business, we are actually holding a one-day workshop on March 30th of this year. That's just at the end of this month. It is a Saturday, and it's going to be from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. all day long, and it's going to be in Bellevue, Washington, where we're going to teach you exactly how to buy a business from start to finish, even if you don't have a whole lot of money and even if you have no experience. And this seminar is going to be held in Bellevue, Washington. So to learn more about it, just go to businessbuyinglive.com, businessbuyinglive.com, and we hope to see you at the seminar. Yeah, so that's all for now. Thank you so much for watching, everybody, and we'll talk next time.